Well, we're going to talk about something that I'm passionate about. I love personalities. If you don't have a personality, I'm sorry. We'll have to figure you out later. No, everybody has a personality. Everybody has, a unique personality. But all of our personalities have similarities. And that's what we're going to talk about today, and how to recognize what somebody's personality type is so that you can better connect with them. See, the problem that we all have our own personality, right? And what we try to do is we try to connect with people on their person, or we try to connect with them with our personality style instead of connecting with them on theirs. And a lot of times there's this rub. You ever have that person you just didn't connect with? It's okay to say yeah. If they're sitting next to you, just gently nod, okay? Just don't be too obvious. But there's always that person you just don't connect with. But what if there was a way that you could learn? Can I have one? That sounds so good right now. A Coke. I heard somebody open a Coke. It sounded so good. So anyways, sorry, I'm ADD, so anything just sets me off and I'll go a million different directions. But anyways, what if there was a way to connect with that person? Maybe not be their best friend, but what if there was a way that you could connect with them on their level, their personality, so that you could better work with them and be able to do good work together? You don't have to be best friends, but it really helps us because we have a mission, don't we? We have a mission. You heard what Matt was talking about. Our healthcare system is rough in America. But guess what? We get to make it better. We get to do something about it. Literally, people talk about it on Facebook. They get to complain our healthcare system sucks or it's the greatest in the world, whatever their stance is. We actually get to do something about it. We get to change it. We get to make it better every single day. And what a privilege that is. I had 4 cups of coffee, so I'm hyper, and then just sitting here. So, come on, Susan, come on now. I used to work at a church too, but we get to literally do something about it. So the better we connect together, the better that we work together, the more we can change healthcare for the better. So I want to teach you how to recognize what somebody's personality type is. We're going to have you take the assessment here in just a second so that you can figure out what your personality type is, and then we're going to learn together how to recognize these in different ways. So the first personality type we're going to talk about, and has anybody ever done DISC before? You've done it before? Cool, awesome. So you already know what you are? Do you remember what you are? Oh, you have to find it. Okay. Anybody ever done the Enneagram? It's another personality type. It's my favorite out of all of them. It's so much fun, but DISC is really good to learn to use because you can use it super fast and quick and really connect with people super fast. Enneagram's much deeper for yourself. Myers-Briggs, anybody ever done Myers-Briggs? Myers-Briggs is great. It's much deeper. There's all kinds of them. There's strength finders, you name it. There's one for everything. We utilize DISC a lot, and you may be on a phone call where somebody may ask you, well, what's their DISC personality? This is going to help you pinpoint that and understand that, and we can show you that. So the first personality type we're going to talk about today is the D personality. Now, this person is dominant. That's what it stands for, dominance. They're direct, results-oriented, firm, strong-willed, and forceful. These people they're a force to be reckoned with. My wife is a D. She's 4'11", Fijian Indian girl. And I'm terrified of her. Dominant. She just says it like it is. She does not mix words. She hates small talk. I'm the small talk king. And she hates it. She just wants to get to the point, say what she needs to say. That's just who she is. But I know how to connect with her. I know that she's not trying to just hurt my feelings by being direct. That's just who she is. And so I have to understand that. So that's the D personality. The I personality stands for influence. These people are outgoing, enthusiastic, optimistic, high energy, and lively. Who can tell me what I am? Especially when I have 2 cups of coffee in me. I want to be able to influence people. I want to be able to affect people's lives for the better. And I's, I'm going to boil them down for you. This is the easiest way to understand what an I is all about. We just want to have fun. That's it. We just want to have fun. Now, we want to influence people. We want to make people's lives better. But we just want to have fun, whatever we're doing. It doesn't matter what we're doing. We just want to have fun. Next is the S personality. Now, typically, this is the highest number of people in this room because we're in healthcare. It stands for steadiness. These people are very even-tempered, accommodating, patient, tactful, and humble. These people are natural-born caregivers. They think not with their brain, they think with the heart. They are the ones that cry at the end of every movie. Even Tommy Boy. They're like, he got his family back. He got the company. He won the company back. Like, no Tommy Boy fans in here? Come on. Come on, guys. That's your homework this week, to watch Tommy Boy. You'll thank me later. But these people are natural-born caregivers. They get into healthcare because they want to heal people. They want to save people. They want to make a difference in people's lives. My second one is I'm an S, so I'm an IS. You'll know both of your main personality type and your secondary. Mine's an S. So when I watch This Is Us, I've got tears by the end of it, all right? Every single time. And my wife is making fun of me every single time as well because she's a D, remember? So that's the S's. Lastly, we have the C's. This is usually the second highest number typically in this. These people, they're compliant. They love compliance. Compliance is a great thing in healthcare, isn't it? These people keep us out of jail. These people are very analytical, reserved, precise, systematic, and private. They're very low-key, typically. They're typically introverts, and we're going to talk a little bit about introversion and extroversion. But these people are very organized. That's how you can spot them. Super organized. They love spreadsheets. Their desk is immaculate when you walk by. Everything. They are the eye's best friend, okay? Because they can keep the eye organized because it's not our strong suit. So here's what we want to do. We want to figure out what your personality type is. So we're going to take this assessment that you have in front of you. Now, you're going to go down and you're going to answer every question on that assessment. There's one answer per question. You're going to feel like on a few of those, there's two. But just give your first instinct. Don't overthink it. Give your first instinct and just put it down. Okay, once you're done, you're going to go to the bottom there and you're going to take all the blues and you're going to count up all the blues over the entire chart, not just each column, over the entire chart. Count the number of check marks you have in the blue boxes. Put that number in the D column. Same with the I for the red, and go so forth, okay? And so write that number, and the highest number is your personality, your main personality type. The second highest number is your secondary personality type. If you have ties, that's okay. You can choose. We can talk about that. All right, I want all the D's, your primary personality type. If you're a D, I want you to stand up. This is your primary. If it ties, you can choose whichever one. So, whichever one you think's more natural. All right, I want you to take a look at these people right now. Let me say this. They are not trying to hurt your feelings, hopefully. They're not trying to hurt your feelings. They are just being blunt. They are just being a matter of fact and saying it like it is. And the more us I's and S's can learn that, the faster we can move forward. All right? Because what happens is these people are very blunt and they just say it like it is. Us I's and S's, we get our feelings hurt and we're still thinking about the thing that they talked about. Well, they forgot about it. They're over it. That's the cool thing about D's. They get over it just as quickly as they get angry. They do. They get angry and then they're over it. Us S's and I's, we don't get over it as quick. But if we know that about them, guess what? It's easier to move forward, isn't it? It's easier to get along. It's easier to understand them. So I want all the I's to stand up. If you're an I, your primary is an I. Wow, the last two orientations, we've had a lot of I's. I like that about this company. We've got some more I's. Now, these people are your party people, all right? If you want to have fun, these are your people, okay? If you want to laugh, you want to be inspired, these are your people, okay? Just let them have their fun. That's what they want. Just let them have their fun. So make sure to know that about them. They're not going to be as organized as you are, C's. Don't get frustrated with them. Help them. Work together with them to help them. And I promise you, these are the people who are going to come in on Monday morning saying, hey, guess what I did this weekend? They're going to be talking about what they did, how much fun they had. Let them liven up the room. Let them be a part of that inspiration. And they will do that. Okay, you guys can be seated. Next is the S's. Let's see if I was right. See if this is the majority of the room. And yep, spot on. I've only been wrong once. Just had a weird group that time. These people are the ones I want taking care of me. I want you taking care of me. What'd you get? How many? What was your S? 6? Yeah, I want you. Who had the 10? You had a 10. Yeah, you can take care of me. These people are natural born caregivers. They think with the heart. They are going to cry a lot. That's okay. But here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to mistake those tears for weakness. Do not do that, because I promise you, they will cut you over their patient. Remember, they're natural born caregivers, and they will fight tooth and nail for the people that they're caring for. So don't mistake it for weakness. Everybody thinks the D personality is the strong, they're dominant. Sure, they are dominant when they're talking, but these people, like I said, they will cut you over caring for somebody. And I promise you. But these are the people I want taking care of me. You guys can be seated. And if you need a good cry, man, they're your people too. And lastly, these people don't want to stand up, the C's. If you're a C, stand up. And we had a 12 C over here. Now these people are your organizers. They love some spreadsheets, let me tell you. I hate spreadsheets. They love it though. They love to be organized. These are the people you need to help you with that. And that's a good thing. As an I will never be as organized as they are. Never will. That's okay. We all have our strengths. We all have our gifts. Let me tell you something about these people. When you're in an office setting, don't take the stapler off their desk and not put it back exactly where you got it from. Don't do that, because you're just going to frustrate them. You're just going to aggravate them. Don't aggravate them, because they, you know what? They're not going to yell. They're not going to scream. They're going to get a little frustrated. And they're not going to be the ones coming in and talking about their weekend and making you laugh all the time. That's okay. We don't need them for that. We need them to make sure that we're together and we're organized and we're not committing HIPAA fraud or whatever out there. So in healthcare, we need these people dramatically. These people are some of the smartest people in the room, because they are constantly analyzing all the time. They can never get enough data. They are constantly collecting it. So you guys can be seated. That's why you see a lot of our providers are C's, because they love, getting those labs and just calculating all that data. They love all that. So, all right. So here's what we're going to do now. Now that we know what everybody is, and you know what your personality type is, you know what the personality type is next to you, we're going to talk about how you can recognize what somebody else's personality type is. And the first way to do that is when somebody is angry. It's easy to tell. Who do you think throws a guilt trip on somebody when they get angry? Out of all those personality types, just shout it out. The C's? Nope. D? Nope. I? Nope. The S is the last one, yeah. It's the S's. Remember, the S people are the heart people. So if you've hurt them, they want you to feel what they feel. They want you to feel guilty about what you did to them. They think with the heart, okay? Who just gets irritable? They're not going to fly off the handle. They're just going to be irritated. Shout it out. Who? C's, yep, there you go. C's, you're correct. Who throws a temper tantrum? The D's, that's what they do. They throw a temper tantrum, they just get angry. My wife, and I'm going to be in trouble after this because I'm videoing this, and my wife is our editor. She's editing all this. This is going to be a struggle. But my wife, she's a D. She's just going to tell you. She tells me all the time. Why did you put that there? Don't put that there. No, don't get me wrong. I love my wife. We've been married almost 22 years, and I love her to death. I couldn't live without her. But that's who she is. She's just going to tell you. She's going to confront things when they. But let me tell you something. You need somebody to defend you. You want my wife, because she will go to war for you. So I promise. Those people are amazing. They're incredible leaders as well. But that's what they do when they get angry. Now, process of elimination. What's the huff? Who's the huff? It's the I. Okay. Who can show me what a huff is without giving everybody COVID? Show me. Yeah, it's that. Except the eyes do one more thing. They go like this. They go, and they walk away. And the reason they walk away is because somebody stopped them from having fun. We want to have fun. It sounds kind of shallow, but it's really not. We just want to have fun while we work. We want to enjoy the people we work with. We love relationships. We love to laugh. I don't care what you ask me to do in this company. If somebody calls me and says, Jamie, we need you to go out. We need you to dig a ditch. Sure. Send me with 3 other people though. And we're going to have fun while we dig that ditch. Doesn't matter what it is. We're going to throw dirt on each other. We're going to play practical jokes. We're going to laugh a lot. But we're gonna have fun while we dig that ditch. So when eyes stop having fun, they get in a huff and they walk away and they want to get away from everything. So that's behavior when angry. Predominant mood. Who do you think is just kind of a little bit sad, melancholy? Who's that? The S's. Yep, you got it. That's the S's. Remember, the S's think with the heart, and here's the thing that the S's deal with. They carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. So they tend to be a little sad sometimes. They tend to be a little sad because they're worried if Mr. Johnson took his medication, and they're waking up at midnight saying, did Mr. Johnson take his medication? And they're worried about that. Do you worry about stuff like that? You do, don't you? They're constantly worrying about stuff. So they tend to, that's why they cry easily at movies and things like that, because they've got a lot of emotion. But like I said, don't mistake it for weakness, because they are probably the strongest personality type on the DISC scale. Next, who just has the little angry face up there? Focused. D. Yep, that's the Ds. They're ready to fight, man. They're ready in a good way, not in a bad way. They are the ones that are going to help us get the ball across the goal line. They are ready to fight at a moment's notice, fight for good. They want to make sure that there's equity, and they want to help people. But they want to win at all costs as well. So they're really focused, natural born leaders. And who's smiley, happy-go-lucky? Eyes. Yep, eyes are the easiest to recognize out of anybody. If you see somebody just laughing a lot, smiling a lot, probably an eye. That's the easiest way to recognize them. And then who's just neutral? C's are just neutral. They're not going to be overly talkative. They're just neutral. All right, favorite conversation style. Well, who's entertaining? I, all day long, entertaining. Telling jokes, playing practical jokes, okay? I love to scare people. It's one of my most enjoyable things ever. I scare my wife all the time. All the time. Who's analyzing? Always. C, yep. Always analyzing, always collecting data. Who's lecturing? D, yep. They love to give a good lecture. Love it. I get lectures all the time. Counseling. S, yeah, you guys are getting it. You guys are getting it. Yeah, S is love to counsel. Favorite topics. Amusing and inspiring ideas and incidents. I, yes. I's, like I said, they love a good joke. They love to play jokes and have a good time. Feelings, problems, relationships. Yes, that's what they're good at. Yeah, she even added this at the end of that. That's awesome. The S, yes. Data, plans, tasks. See, man, they love their data. They love to make a plan, and they love to have a task list. Do you have a task list? Yeah, you got a task list. Now let me ask you this. As an I, I'm not naturally as organized. What's your name? Stephen. I'm never, ever going to be as organized as Stephen. But as an I, does it give me an excuse to not have some level of organization? Please say no. You can just shout it out. No, I've got to have some level of organization. Matter of fact, I actually have a pretty decent system. But I will never be as organized as Stephen. I have a task list online. I use Asana. I go through, I have an entire list. I've got dates. I've got reoccurring tasks that I know I have to complete every week. It's pretty organized, but not as good as Stephen. He's going to be much deeper organized, guaranteed. Next, big ideas and brainless things people do. Who's that? It's the D. And that's what they're thinking. Why did they do that? That was stupid. Do you know how many times I've heard Susan say, why would they do that? That's crazy. That's stupid. Why would the police be out there towing our people when we are supposed to be able to park there? But you know what? If I want somebody fighting for me, I want Susan fighting for me because she will go to war for me. Guaranteed. She will let you know. All right. Next, who are you? Let's take some celebrities here and let's identify what their disc profile is. Who can tell me what they think Michelle Obama is? A D? Nope. S. Yep. She's an S. Who can tell me why they think she's an S? So you got to speak up. I can't hear you. Caring? Yep. She's caring. When they were in office, she wanted to make sure kids had the proper lunch, healthy lunch. She wanted to make sure kids were exercising. I mean, she was all over the place. She loves kids, loves helping families. That's who she is. She's an S. She's very caring. Who can tell me what Simon Cowell is? D. He's not a C. No, he's not a C. He's all D. He's just saying what we're all thinking, right? He's just not afraid to tell you are a horrible singer. Let me tell you something. I was a worship pastor for like 20 years. Worked at a church. I did auditions. It was my least favorite thing ever to do, to tell somebody that, no, yeah, you're not going to be a part of the team here because you can't sing. I hated that. Simon Cowell, he has no problem telling somebody that. And you know what? He's actually helping that person, right? He's just giving them the truth. That's what he's good at. Who can tell me what Ellen DeGeneres is? She's an I. She literally scares people every day on her show and plays practical jokes. I would love that job. That would be so... She's retiring. Maybe I can go for it. But she's constantly scaring people. She's all I. She's a comedian. She loves to laugh. And then, any Harry Potter nerds here? So what's Hermione? C. Yeah, she's a C. She's collecting information. She's studying all the time. She's making sure the boys are doing what they need to be doing. She's a C. All C. Behavior cues. Who's problem focused? S. Yep. S's are looking for problems to solve, to help, to make better constantly. Who has a temper? The D. Yep. My wife. She's got a temper. Sorry, babe. She knows it. Yeah. Who loves to-do lists? Stephen. He loves a good to-do list. Frequent laughter. Eyes. Yep. You guys got it. If people were vehicles, who's the tank mowing everything down, firing that cannon. That's the D, yep. If a D was a vehicle, it'd be a tank. What's the crane? C, yep. It's a C, because it's got to be precision. It's got to think about the wind. It needs all the data, the weight, the counterbalance. It's got to have all that information to do its job. Who's the ambulance going around saving everybody? S is, and who's the little doom buggy having a good time? I, that's me. That's the vehicle I may choose the tank though. I wouldn't use it to hurt people, but we'd have to run over some cars for fun. That'd be awesome. All right. Highest values. We all have values, don't we? And we value some more than others. Whose highest value is love? S's. That's all. They are all about love. Whose highest value is truth? D. Nope. C. It's the C. They want the facts. Remember, they're all about data. They want the correct data. Matter of fact, C's will very rarely be wrong if they tell you something, because they've studied it, they've collected the data. They typically, not that they can't be wrong, but most of the time, more than an I, they're going to be right most of the time. Whose highest value is happiness? I's, yep. And whose accomplishment? The D, yep. They want to be accomplished. That's why they're not afraid to just confront. That's why they want to win. Susan, if you didn't know this about Susan, she was the highest rated Tupperware salesman in the state of South Carolina. What did I say? Oh, sorry. My wife's going to yell at me for that. So, yeah, she sold more Tupperware than anybody in the state of South Carolina when she was selling Tupperware. Because they're all about accomplishment. They want to win. All right, who's who in the restaurant? You can tell a lot about somebody when you go and you sit down with them at a restaurant. Who engages in critical menu analysis? They're looking at the calories. They're looking at everything to make sure they get the perfect meal. C, yep. Who orders before the waitress or waiter comes to the table? No. Yes, sorry. Yes, D's, yeah. It is the D's. My dad, when we go out to dinner, every time, he's a D. Every time, waiter or waitress comes to the table, and he's like, I'll have, and we're like, Dad, we don't have a clue what we want. We had never been here before. Well, he knows what he wants. He knows what he's going to get before he gets there. It's just how he is. Who asks advice from the waiter and considers? S, yep. Because this is a relational transaction now. Got to find out what they think, and it's all about relationships. Chit-chats about what everybody else is ordering because we're going to take some off of your plate. I's. It's a party platter now. All right, how you view meetings. This is another great indicator on what personality type you are. As a great time for everyone to get together. S, yep. Remember, it's all about relationships there. Actually, no, that's the I's, sorry. As a group where everyone can be heard and get support. S's. Remember, I's, I love a good meeting. We just want to be with people. Typically, I's are very extroverted. And let me talk about introversion and extroversion, because a lot of people just think you're just one or the other, okay? Introversion and extroversion is a spectrum. You will lean a certain direction, but you may be closer to the middle, so you may have a little bit of both tendencies. Me, I'm very far on the right side of the extroversion scale. My wife is on the other side. So I know that about my wife. I know she's introverted. So here's the difference between extroverted and introverted people is introverted people, they have to get a break from being around people. It doesn't mean that they hate people. Some people think that they don't ever want to be around people. But when COVID hit and we were locked down, my wife was fine. She was okay with it. I was stir crazy. I hated it because I couldn't be around people. It's how you gain energy. So I's typically are very extroverted sometimes. I'm very extroverted. I get energy. Right now, this is energetic for me. This is how I get my energy. Introverted people, it takes energy from them by being around people. So they've got to retreat, get away, recharge. So, as a good husband, should I plan a party every night of the week? No. Would I? Heck yes. That'd be awesome if you had like people to hang out with every day of the week and just make it a big party. That'd be awesome. But my wife, she would crash and burn if we did that every single night. She's got to retreat. She's got to get away. So that's the difference between introversion and extroversion. And it goes a lot with how we view meetings. So like, I love a good meeting. I love it because I get to be around people. S's, they want to make sure that people are being supported, as we just talked about. Who's as an opportunity to coordinate responsibilities. See, that's what they're there for. That's the whole point of that meeting to them, is who's doing what, how much time do you have to do it, put it on your list, make sure it gets done. That's what they're all about. And lastly, as a mostly a waste of time, unless they're leading the meeting. The D. Okay? Unless they're leading the meeting. Because now, if the D's leading the meeting, it's the most important meeting ever. Okay? But if somebody else is leading the meeting, they're thinking about what they need to get done and wanting to, be successful. Or they're going to interrupt the meeting. They're going to be engaged and helping steer that meeting. I was teaching this at a vocational school once in Charleston, and had all the teachers there, and there was about 15 of them. Well, this one instructor, he was the welding instructor, he got 15 all in the D column. Never seen it since that high. Seen high, but not that high. Well, this guy was going nuts having to be in that room with all of us. He's thinking about what he needs to get done, what he's going to do to help his class be successful. He wanted to be the best welding instructor ever. Well, he's going stir crazy because he's got to be in this meeting, and I'm leading it, so I'm just taking full advantage of aggravating this guy the whole time. I'm calling on him every chance I get. It was a blast. He squirmed the entire time. It was awesome. I loved it. He hates me. All right. Frequently used words. No, now, I just can't understand how. Idiots. That's what he was thinking the entire time. Nurture, frustrated, support. We need to get everyone together. S, yep. Fun, amazing. I'm really excited about. I forgot. Yep. Who? Say it again. They could be both. It really doesn't have a bearing. Like typically, like your C's will be introverted because they're a little more. They're not going to be. But it doesn't necessarily mean that C's couldn't be extroverted, but they're probably closer to that middle if they are probably, but they probably steer a little closer to the extrovert or introverted side. So yeah, it could be both. Especially the D, they could, because they have no problem speaking up, where C's, they're not going to speak up a lot. And then lastly, consistent, concerned, process, fill out the request form. C's. All right. See, we're going to cruise through some of this. We all have needs. We're going to end on this one. We all have needs. Who do you think needs to be respected? The D. Remember, we want to meet them on their level, not ours. So if I show a D disrespect, maybe I make a joke and they don't like that joke, do you think they're going to feel respected? Nope. Do you think I'm going to be able to get through to them? Or we're going to connect? Nope. So they need to feel respected. Now you could say, you know what? They don't deserve my respect. You can say that if you want, but good luck getting through to them. Do you want to get through to them or not? If it's a yes, then you'll show them respect. Guarantee it'll work. Who do you think needs to be liked? S? Nope. I's. Just like us. You got us. And if I find out one of you doesn't like me, I will hunt you down. We'll spend the entire day together until you like me. All right? A few years ago, I was teaching this we were doing a leadership kind of series for an assisted living in Charleston. And we had this administrator who was a D personality. Her name was Candy. And we went through this entire, I think it was a month of every week we were doing stuff with their leadership staff, and it was a blast. I had so much fun doing it. We were teaching all this stuff. It was great. turned out really good. I was out to lunch one day with the director of nursing. And we're out to lunch, and she tells me, she says, hey, you know Candy? I said, yeah. She's like, she doesn't like you for some reason. Ugh. It was like sticking a knife through my heart. So I have a thing I call the 24-hour rule. If I have like a defeat or something bad happens, I give myself 24 hours and then we're moving on, right? So just done with it, we're moving on. That took me 48 hours, all right? Because eyes want to be liked. That can be a pitfall for eyes, but we want to be liked. So, and who doesn't, I mean, the lady's name was Candy, but she didn't like me. I don't get that. It doesn't make sense. So, but I had to get over that. But here's what I figured out. At some point in that process, because she was a D, I probably made a joke. I probably said something that I didn't register to me, but she probably felt disrespected someplace. That's the only thing I can figure out. And I guarantee you that's probably what happened. So if I had to do over again, I'd be very careful with what I said and how I said it and know who my audience is. Next, to have their feelings validated. Who's that? S's, yep. Make sure you validate their feelings and they will fight for you all day long and help you do whatever you need. And to have their knowledge, their expertise acknowledged. C's. And they are. C's are the smartest people in the room. They are experts at whatever they do. All right. So here's the deal. We've got to work together, don't we? This organization, all of our organizations, they don't happen unless we connect. We've also got to be strategic on who's doing what, right? If you put a bunch of eyes and say, hey, we got a project for you, go and you send the eyes off to go work on that project together, it's going to be fun. And it's going to be motivating, it's going to be inspiring, but it's not going to be organized. So we need Stephen to come be a part of our team, don't we? We need a D personality. Who is a D? Who is a D? What's your name? Jasmine. We need Jasmine on our team too. All right? Because Jasmine's going to say, guys, focus. We need to make sure this works. We need to be strategic. She's going to help drive us. Okay? We need the S's there. We need an S there. What's your name? Noelle. We need Noelle there saying, well, what about caring for these people? We're not thinking with our heart enough here. We need to make sure people are being taken care of in this process and whatever this project is. And then, because it takes all of us, doesn't it? And that's where we win, is when we work together, and we have to work together. If we're going to make healthcare better, it's going to be because we did it together as a team. There's 3 things that we're all about here. One is proactive healthcare, making sure that we are thinking proactive, patient-centered healthcare every single day. Not reactive. We want to keep people out of the hospital, not when they get out of the hospital. Now, we're going to care for them when they get out of the hospital, right? But we're going to keep them out of the hospital. Secondly, teamwork is everything. Providers, use your specialists. Utilize the team. Use your MA. We're a team here. Think like a team. And lastly, we're going to utilize technology to make healthcare better, to make us more efficient. That's where the C's get to come in and help us with those kind of things. That's what we're all about. So let's go and do it. Let's make it better every single day. I promise you, we can do it. We can change our country here in South Carolina if we do it together. Guys, thank you so much. Welcome to the company. I appreciate all of you. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you need help with the podcast, get connected to those podcasts. I'm going to go back real fast so you see what they are. Get connected. We have 5 of them. Make sure you get connected. Know what's going on. Love you all. God bless you.